We're here with the extended cast of Daylight's End. Guys, introduce yourselves. Let's start with you.
I'm Chelsea Edmondson and I play Sam.
I'm Heather Kafka and I play Ernesta.
I'm Chris Kerson. I play Jimmy Dugan.
I'm Gary Cairns, and I play Drew.
I've never seen Gary so serious.
That was pretty serious.
It was very
That
serious.
was very
Yeah.
serious.
Redo it over.
Louis
Your voice got
Mandylor
really
played
deep.
Did
Ethan. It did, didn't it?
Yeah.
There you go.
So, guys, what was it about the script or William? I mean, what was it that caught your eye and wanted to be a part of this interesting, fun project? Is something going behind it?
Yes.
Don't worry about it.
There's major producing
Crap moving.
still
Fair.
going on behind you.
Still working on the movie.
Gripping.
She's like sliding out from behind.
Someone
Do a
appeared
team.
from nowhere, came out of a wall, basically.
I can answer that question for me.
She could walk through walls.
It was working with Lance Henriksen.
Yes.
Yeah, that was the draw when people were asking me in New York, why I was doing the film. Lance came up with the people who trained me as an actor.
Mhm.
Like he did Dog Day Afternoon with Penny Allen, who was the bank teller, just recently passed away. She was one of my acting coaches.
awesome.
And Charlie Lawton was Al Pacino's mentor. And I know they did. Lance and I talked about it. He did Richard III with them originally on stage. So he's from like this group of people that went on to train me as an actor. And I got to talk about that with him by the second day of shooting, so that was really nice, I think he was around the Actors Studio a bunch when he was coming up, when he was young, and I saw him, in Dog Day Afternoon, and he stood out in that for sure, because he's the guy that kills John Cassell in the film. And then the film he did with Mickey Rourke, Johnny Handsome, did you ever see that?
Yeah.
I never saw that.
He's incredible as the villain. Louder? Sorry. He's incredible as the villain in that. And I'm trying to think of what. And then Aliens. Of course, everybody's seen Aliens.
Yeah.
But he's got. It's like an acting lesson working with him. I mean, he doesn't waste a single word, movement, anything. It's just like, So that was the draw for me.
Wow, very cool. And he brought it. Lance definitely brings it in this role. He's fully invested. That must have been nice to have him immediately come in, it feels like, and just he wanted to tackle it.
He did, and it's also nice that he has a really good sense of humor. Like, he's serious about acting. Like, I would think we would all know that, and he loves acting, he loves the script, but he's a funny guy. Like, he's so fun to work with.
And to add to that, he's also a trooper. You make movies, and
Yeah.
the conditions were extreme on this film. Extreme. I mean, when I say extreme, I mean extreme with no exaggeration. And Lance, to be honest, he was out there with all of us. He never, he was toughing it out, and he never complained once. It was awesome. On top of the fact that he's Lance, and he's an amazing actor, and we're all very happy to. I get to play his son, by the way, so I was really happy about that. Yeah.
When you talk about extreme, what do you mean? Explain that.
Well, the conditions were extreme as far as humidity, heat, demanding. I mean, we're all wrapped in this protective gear and helmets and vests and guns, and we're running up and down stairs, and it's 100+ humidity, 100+ degrees. Inside with no AC. Am I exaggerating?
No, it was 113 degrees one day, and we were on a third floor of a building with no AC. It was
One
it
day.
was
It was
hot.
a
Well, I mean,
particularly
summer in
hot
Dallas,
August in
everywhere.
Dallas.
Yeah.
But that was a really brutal summer for whatever reason we had a long stretch of it being really hot.
Yeah.
And we were right in downtown.
In that old building, which had no airflow or anything. Eventually, they ran some snakes up, and we got some filtered air. But it was tough, and I think everyone come together as a good group, and we pulled it out. It was an extreme film, yeah, for real.
Johnny brought that up, and he was saying how it helped heighten everything, though. Like, y'all had to be at that level because you're already there physically.
Yeah.
Exactly.
It definitely
yeah.
added an intensity that was
Oh yeah.
I don't know. It was like we were all just standing there. You would just perspire.
It's already, a lot of, acting coaches stuff, they talk about it being in the body and you work on that. Like, we didn't have to work on that.
Yeah.
That was just
That given
there.
circumstance was covered,
Yeah.
basically.
Yeah.
We had that dread, is the word.
And it wasn't like just like a nice accoutrement where it was like, oh, we don't need makeup to come spray us with fake sweat or anything. It was like when you were feeling that way, it
Exactly,
created
yeah.
an energy in you that was like,
And there's something about heat that relaxes you. You know what I mean? And it's like all of us got pretty comfortable with each other very quickly because we were all
Yeah.
packed into this room. There were 12 of us and the crew, and we were shooting 7 or 8 pages on the first day. So it's like we all got to know a lot about each other very quick when you're there for like 14 hours with these people, you know, in that kind of heat. And I think one of the reasons why I wanted to come back and see it at Dallas was because I developed such great relationships with everybody involved from the way we were working together, you know.
Yeah.
You don't see this, by the way. Everyone coming back for a festival. This must be something special. And last night must have been really special. I mean, with fans and everyone there. What are y'all going through right now?
It does feel that way to me. I was excited about it. Like, whenever I come to a festival, I'm excited to see how the final thing turned out. But I was also, like, thinking how we're such a big group, and we did everything in such an intense environment for such a fast sort of moment in time and now we haven't seen each other in years.
Yeah.
And so I was like,
Yeah.
this is kind of feels like a reunion.
Yeah.
I mean, we were dormed next to each other for, you know,
Yeah.
At the
literally
Candlewood.
good old Candlewood
Suite.
Suites.
Many good nights at the Candlewood.
Yeah.
Yeah, good stories.
So then I have to ask the question: would you do it all over again?
I would.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
I would.
Of course,
Absolutely.
of course.
I mean, are we masochists or
It's
what do you call
it's
that?
what we
We're-
do.
I mean, also, we got to, like, not to be like the strong female role that you
Yeah.
hear a lot, but seriously, though, we got to play badass chicks.
Badass chicks.
And, like, you just don't get to do that. I mean,
No.
a lot of stuff you get is, like, the girlfriend, or they're like, eh.
Yeah.
And we were like, we get to run around with, like, AR-15s and,
Oh
like,
yeah, I was all about it.
kill
Yeah.
shit. It was
Yeah.
amazing, you know? It was just,
I was
it's the best.
actually, it was funny because like by day 3, I had done an awful lot of running around with my AK, but I was not getting to shoot. And I was telling Sunny, I was like, this is kind of like the equivalent of blue balls at this point. Like, if I don't get to fire this weapon, you're like,
great.
I'm gonna lose my mind. I'm like,
Great.
like,
Which you got to, right?
I finally
And then some,
did.
yeah.
But I was
yeah.
like, can I just shoot? Can I just pull the trigger and shoot something for a second? Everybody else is getting to shoot, and I'm not getting to shoot yet. And it's weird running around with this, high-powered rifle. And
My first shooting day was with you, like
the
shooting
hallway, right?
day in the hallway, and we were like little kids. Like in
Yeah,
between takes,
yeah.
we were like giggling. And we're like, "This is so cool!" And
It's great.
Oh,
you
guns.
and Sunny doing like combat moves in the hallway and stuff.
yeah,
That was always cool.
he was teaching me things.
Yeah, it's like, you know, like
Deadly now.
this teacher I was talking about that Lance knew, Charlie, that taught me, used to talk about the trip. Taking the trip, that's the payoff for the actors, the trip.
It
you know?
is.
And like with this environment, us holed up in that precinct and like on top of each other in the heat and everything going on, it was surreal after a while. I don't think I ever saw Dallas. It was all about being in the apocalypse and living in this precinct.
Yeah,
You
true.
know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that was the payoff for me, because when I went back to New York, it was like uncanny. Like I said it before, like I'm watching like little Wall Street guys walk around with suitcases and stuff and briefcases, and I was like, I've been just in this whole world for so long, and it just really kind of seeped in. You know, I think, God willing, that came across in the film too. So.
I think that's a great way to sum it up because it does feel like a trip, and I think for those getting to see this film in the future, it is a trip. You get to experience what you guys just went through, which is
good.
insane.
That's cool. Good,
Sure,
good.
and you asked earlier, you know, what brought us part of this. If you don't know what a Will Kaufman film is, you will very soon. Will's getting a real good fan base and some strong momentum because his movies speak for themselves.
Yeah.
So that's kind of what attracted me initially. I've been blessed to work with Will a few times, and you know, the realism that him and Johnny, and including Sonny, the crazy Russian Spetsnaz guy, whatever he is.
I have
So what's
trouble
Spetsnaz?
saying it too myself.
Especially- Help me out, Chris. What is it?
Spetna?
Spetna,
Is that it?
So with these three guys at the helm, from the martial arts, gun, filmmaker fanatics. So you know the realistic action sequences that I have yet to see. By the way, I'm looking forward
They're
to it. But,
incredible.
I mean, that's part of why I came aboard because these guys really know how to put this genre of film together.
And Chad Law.
And Chad Law, of course, who works
Well,
with William
and Chad
the
Law
writer.
created all of our characters,
Indeed,
and
yeah.
that's nice. In a situation like this, I think everybody watching can put themselves in the shoes of somebody there, whether it's Chelsea or me, Bert and Ernie, or or like
Bert and Ernie,
it's
right.
like all the different characters. You. Okay,
Yeah.
I was just checking, like that part where you're like, "Is this the plan?" Yeah. Okay, I was just checking. Like,
Yeah,
you're like
this
our
is what we're
comic
doing,
relief at
alright.
just the right time. and-
Yeah.
Right.
And so that I don't know, that just enriches it for me.
Yeah, I'd share a quick story you reminded me of. Chris brought it up. The very first day of filming was quite an arduous day. I mean, all of us, the full-on cast, everyone on deck in this little room, 100 plus. I mean, it was extreme, as we were saying. But then, as an actor, you know, you kind of kick back and you kind of see what the actors are bringing, and you get to play off that, and it becomes a real scene. And I got to tell you, I was blown away when all these people started sharing their chops. It was awesome.
It was.
Yeah.
It was really cool. And the first day, we were all like, yeah, man,
Yeah.
something's going to happen here. I don't know if
Like,
you guys
I
felt the
did
same.
What did
totally
you
Yeah.
feel
What
that
did you
way.
unpack for
When
this trip? You know,
Hakeem-
like,
Yeah.
here it is.
This is
It's
what's
like,
up.
Go
Right
around the
there.
room and like Hakeem would speak and I was like,
Oh,
oh
yeah,
yeah,
Hakeem,
okay,
yeah.
that, and
Okay,
then
he's-
Lance and he's like, well, yeah, Lance.
The colors were just the rhythm.
Yeah.
It was great. Everyone had their rhythm and their
Yeah.
character going, and that's why we do what we do. At the end of the day, it's a great world to build.
This was one of my first films, period. So for me, it was like, since doing other things since then, I've realized how special, how well we connected with each other. And I don't know how to explain how that worked. I don't really know, but it was just like from day one, it was like, like laser focus on each other. And that I've learned since then is not common. And so I don't know I think it was really special.
It was, yeah, for sure.
The team from Daylight's End. Thank you guys very much. I appreciate it. Thank you guys.
Thank you.
Thanks.